The much talked about Osun State governorship election has come and gone, but the sight and sounds of the ballot will linger on for a while. Well, I'm sure not missing out the word trading between the two major contenders in the rerun election. 7 polling units in 4 local governments were on for the rerun, arising from nullification of the result based on electoral malpractices, well, some of them including overvoting, violence, amongst other issues. Now, but for the rerun, it was equally said to be marred with the same electoral malfeasance. So, are we really ready to stem this brazen act of assault, confronting our efforts at deepening our democratic values? Why do we continue to record high inappropriate conducts, and that is on our electoral process? What are the lessons learned from the exercise? More questions? Let's see if we'll find answers with my guest this evening. This is Nigeria Today. My name is Blessing Abu. Thank you for joining us. Yes, before the elections actually kicked off, be it for the main one or the rerun, we had this guest in the studio, so I'm glad to have them join us again. I'd like to welcome Cynthia Ibamalo. She is the project director watching the vote, the Yaga Africa. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Esther Zoma, legal practitioner, national coordinator, proactive gender initiatives. You were here before and I knew how the conversation went. Good to have you back.
Thank you very much.
And
Blessing.
how was Osun State generally? Okay, now, ladies, really, the issues on ground are not encouraging for those of you monitored. But at the same time, the election took place. Let's have an assessment on how it all started for you on the first day.
Okay, so that is on the 22nd of September. I think we did have a better process on the 22nd of September governorship elections compared to what we had on Thursday, the 27th. And I would say this for different reasons. One, how do you assess elections? You want to look at issues of logistics, issues on process. How did we adhere to the electoral guidelines? You also want to look at professionalism of the ad hoc officials or the administrators of the elections. You want to look at the equal opportunity or playing ground for contesting parties. You also want to look at the participation of voters, where voters granted access, and how did they engage the process. So if you want to look at all this, on 22nd, when we had the elections, we did have polls open early because watching the vote findings showed that as at 8 a.m., 91% of the polling units had actually opened, and by 9, over 94% had commenced voting on accreditation. So it showed that yes, we had an early opening. We had people turn out in their numbers. We had a peaceful election. The people of Osun were quite peaceful and conducted themselves in a very matured and peaceful manner. And we had the electoral materials present, the card reader present, and what was used. So you would say, oh, this is actually a good process compared to Ekiti. We saw a measure of improvement, right? Okay. And the parties were present, party agents. We even had more party agents deployed because we could tell that we had an average of 7 party agents deployed at the polling units where we observed across the state. And voters came in, and at 4 p.m. most of the polling units had concluded with the process of voting and counting. So we had that, and until we started having some incidents of intimidation of voters in some places. In fact, one of the polling units
still on that 22nd.
On that 22nd, and one of the polling units in Atakumosa West. Yes, our observers, 2 of them were detained by political thugs, and we couldn't reach them, and we were worried, and they were released by 3 p.m. And we also had some other incident that we did report. So we were not surprised when at the announcement of the result, they say some polling units were cancelled because of incidents of violence, overvoting, or not lack of the use of,
which was appropriate,
which we are going by the INEX guideline. They did provide for that within the guideline, but that is another conversation.
Exactly.
So you look at that, you say yes, we saw if this is what you would use to project or look into 2019, then it's something that we can improve upon. And even the security agents seem to even try to make their work more professional. We saw arrests of some persons agents that were involved in selling of vote or trying to buy votes from voters. So we saw that. So even our statement, you would see people said, okay, the process actually did go reasonably well until we had the rerun. And the problem with the challenge with the rerun is, one, as a citizen, I take it very personal when voters' rights, the right to vote.
All right, Cynthia, I'm going to let you pause there because I know we're trying to have an outlook for the two. Some things went right for the main one, which were not too tidy for the rerun. Now, I'm going to take Esther on these other areas. You've talked about logistics, you talk about professionalism exhibited, equal opportunities, and also voters' access. How did it play out for 22nd, ultimately, until we had those inconclusive?
Yes, before the advent of the inconclusive, yes, first of all, on access, you could see that there was an improvement, but we're not there yet. Across board, we asked, the ad hoc staff about the Braille, for instance, in those designated areas. They didn't know what it was. Then you now say, do you have anything to help the visually impaired? He said, oh, they don't have any. But once you say Braille, so we wonder the kind of training
they got.
Particularly since INEC celebrated that they will make it available. And then secrecy of the ballot. In some places visited on the 22nd, people could see display the choice, they make.
Which was different from what we were talking about. I remember the conversation about the last time you were here was about phones, camera.
Exactly. People did not go to the PUs with their phones, but the way the boxes were situated, their choices could very, very easily.
Listen.
Exactly. And so, the buying and selling happened.
Sure, see and buy.
Yes. This time it was sign language they were doing on the 22nd. All right? And yes, that was what happened. And then the conduct of security officers, like he said, they were not disruptive on the 22nd. They were very professional. They were orderly. And things were seemingly, going well until all hell was... yes.
Let's lose. Okay,
yes.
Now, fast forward, 27th. We saw a different outlook just for local governments, right? 7 wards as we were told, and
it was chaos.
It was chaos.
Yes.
What went down?
What went down was that on the rerun, it became an arms struggle. On the rerun, we saw persons who were supposed to be neutral, who clearly took sides. On the rerun, we could see a lot of people who were not, you can't identify them as observers, who were actively performing state function, allowing some people to go and access the PUs, and then, preventing others.
Did they come in as observers, adorning such apparels?
For instance, some of them were wearing caps, and then allowing certain people who tied white handkerchiefs to go and access the PUs.
So who are this group who tying white handkerchiefs?
Well, if further investigation will reveal.
Okay.
But clearly, some people were prevented positively. And while all this was happening, the officers of state security, they just kept quiet. They did not readily intervene to say, oh, leave these people, as if there was an understanding.
Okay.
All right. And then observers were arrested. Observers, for instance, for the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room were arrested, and then after some calls, TMG, Dr. Abiola Akio, they also reported that their observers were arrested. CD did the same, even Yaga.
At what point were these people arrested? At the beginning, or let's say in the morning, or what time, or what was it?
A little after the morning. Say, no, you go to a police station, you are not going here. They said to identify. I said, this, look at, we are accredited INEC observers. As Section 61 of the Electoral Act said, listen, these are people who should be at the PUs. Because the whole idea, the philosophy of allowing the, you know, the observers is that you have an independent party outside the INEC who will validate the process. Like, you know, Cynthia mentioned, yes, ballot paper was given, people were, you know, identified. So these things happened without these persons. And to that extent, to the extent that the activities of 27 was shrouded in so much uncertainty, we cannot say or guarantee and say that this process was credible. Not at all.
All right, Cynthia, let's I'm for most of the political parties, we don't want to mention which is which now, but most of them, especially for them, there were hues and cries about, okay, this party is being taken in more than what to be expected. How did it play out for most of the political parties, especially the major ones that were in serious contests?
Well, I think one of the things that we need to underscore is that for elections to be genuine and to be credible, you must ensure that the participants, the candidates, contesting parties have equal opportunity to compete.
Right.
That there's nothing that you would do that would treat one in a disadvantage than the other, put one in a disadvantage than the other, or grant favors to another. And I think that is where the challenge is, because one, regardless of what positions people occupy, the question is, at the point of competing for an election, were you granted equal opportunity to compete? And that is where the problem is. So what we observed is that while we had, if you look at across board, the representation of party agents, you would notice you had more parties represented, representing some polling units. And that was not because the other parties did not have party agents to be represented.
So what happened to the party?
The thing was the suppression.
Yes.
So the thing was at the point, like Esther has mentioned, the fact that some security agents started to grant favors to some other parties, restricting others. So you also had the issue of party agents that actually wanted to observe the process and did not have
means for INEC or whoever it is to call such to the attention.
Now that is where the problem of oversight comes in, because the role of the EMB beyond administering elections, they also play this oversight role. And I know when observers complained, INEC on Twitter said, security, you need to let observers observe, but also they also need to speak up for party agents and for other parties, because one thing is, while you speak up for observers, you also want to ensure that your players also have equal opportunity, because as an umpire, you have to ensure every player can play fairly. So that is one of the role that we were expecting to see from the Electoral Commission, to ensure that parties also, if you see such an, because you have supervisors deployed, you have monitors deployed, so you can see that you get to polling it where things that are questionable are happening. You are meant to step in and ensure that parties have equal
all right,
access.
ladies. I have to go on a break now. So the tempo can actually be calm for us. We need to take in perspective some of those nitty-gritties beyond what you have already talked about, where we need to redirect energy, and also where the conversation will be leading us to from your own observation. You're watching Nigeria Today, and we're looking at Osun State election, of course, the aftermath. What more do we need to do as we approach 2019? We'll be right back after this break. You're welcome back. The program is Nigeria Today, and you are still on with my guest in the studio. Now, this brazen act of assaults, like we've experienced, we thought the aspects we saw in Ekiti or even some other elections, at least that we should have gotten better, actually. But now, aspect of still violence being introduced, more intimidation, the right of the voter really being trampled upon. Where do we begin to where do we begin to string some of this area of interest? Because I'm sure, Esther, let's take a look at even that aspect, fundamental human rights of the voter. We took them through. We talk about the aspect of voter education, how they should and all of that to conduct themselves right. But here we are. It will appear as if none of those ones sung for everyone who is involved.
Yes, thank you very much. You see, this question is critical, particularly if we are moving towards 2019.
Sure.
What should the Nigerian voter do? You see, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. The Nigerian citizen must not be dismayed. Do not say, oh, my PVC does not work. Listen, if the goat, a head of goat, if they agree, believe me, they will give a lion a run of his life. What does it take? All it takes is that all the persons registered in a particular PU insisting at the same time that the process should be free and fair.
Sure.
That is all it takes. Government always takes the path of less resistance. If you do not resist, then all these other variables, you know, bringing talks to do the dirty work, but not when all of us agree. No.
But then who want to confront the guns that have been pointed at you, because that was what actually transpired for some people.
Look at where we are.
They had to scamper
No,
for
but
their
look
lives.
and those talks, remember, you know, even though they are acting, and at some point, if we put up resistance, the state will have to rise, because the state will not want its citizens to rise against it. If we that is the only way out. It is not to bear arms. It is to put up that civil disobedience is permitted. We must resist the excesses of the political class by binding together and knowing that if the system is jeopardized, this country is all. Where are we going to go from here?
Certainly. Cynthia.
Well, I think we cannot underestimate our power as voters, as citizens. And that is what we need to start understanding and appreciating. And while people would say, oh, my economic circumstances, or I do not have money, I don't have this, so whatever I get, I would take. The thing is, I'm not even going to start saying if you sell your vote, you're selling your future. Is you lose your name, you lose yourself, you lose that thing that makes you human. Because the moment you can't question the circumstances within which you found yourself, that moment you're no longer human. And that is what we need to start understanding and appreciating. The political class, now the political parties have forgotten that, or do not even appreciate the role they ought to play in a democracy. And if the parties cannot learn to build our democracy to where we wanted to get to, we must learn to force them to appreciate the need for democracy. And that is what citizens need to start understanding, that towards 2019, if we say yes, this is what we want, that is what would happen. Because if you don't turn out to vote, vote will be determined by the few that turn out. If you don't turn out to vote, people can easily manipulate the results at a polling unit, because based on if it's 800 persons registered in the polling unit, even if it's but divided into voting points, if only 100 turn out, what you're giving is giving people opportunity to manipulate the remaining figures.
But the turnout at this rerun, how was it compared to what?
It was massive.
It was massive.
But the problem...
Okay.
it's so beautiful that NTA is giving, you know, having an all-female power panel in this power talk. It's about time.
It's about time.
Yes, it's about time. I congratulate the GM. The turnout was impressive, but persons were not permitted. They were intimidated and all that. But the enthusiasm to be part of the process, you know, you could almost touch it. Yes.
All right. Let's flow in redirecting what kind of conversation that took place back in Osun, whether for the voter education, be it for security agencies conducting themselves right and being at least fair in the duty. At least they've been given the brief what to do, but it will be as if maybe there was a turnaround, whatever the case may be. Now, how do you begin to help a body like INEC to get it right, based on some of the observation that you have so far? And I'm sure you talk to the people too.
Yes.
Let's get to hear from them.
Well, I think one, we can't overemphasize the importance of voter education, but not just voter. Now, I think more of civic education and electoral education, because it's not just about how to thumbprint or how to vote now, but what you need to know about the electoral process. Because most people don't even know the legal framework regulating elections. So when the decisions are taken, we don't question it constructively, because we're not sure of what the framework is. So that is what we need to start educating people and informing, letting them know even how votes are won, because people don't even understand how much the selling of their votes would impact on the process, right? So that, then engaging with the security, I think one, INEC is the institution responsible for the administration and coordination of elections, right? So even when it comes to election security, INEC plays that first role, and then it coordinates, and then the security police steps up as the first institution that works with on security. And I think that level of engagement, the level of training, or the level of engagement between coordination first, between INEC and security, needs to be improved upon. Then the training that goes to the security personnel, and also when it comes to their welfare, because what we saw on 27th was security personnel deployed that acted, we could tell that they were compromised, because you could even see intimidation going up, and they're going on, and they would turn the other side, because security, we see intimidation, you're meant to step up. You know that observers ordinarily are deployed, so why would you make arrest of observers when you know observers ordinarily are deployed? So it's not about, and I don't want to believe that they were not trained on what to expect on the elections. I think more there's a deeper question that needs to be answered, and that is the role INEC has to play, even in conducting independent investigation post Osun, to find out where the problems were, because 2019 is not one state, it's national. You're looking at a large universe. What is the oversight structure to ensure there's uniformity of practice across board? If this is the guideline, if candidates are meant to be used as a mandatory role part of the electoral process, it is applied in every voting station.
We're looking at what more to do. Could people are still moving or conversing for introduction of electronic voting? Maybe that might help take some
until we get there, we'll have to work with what we have. Now, just to throw more light on what Cynthia is saying, remember, we're moving into 2019. Presently, we have states that have parallel security outfits, official talks, who execute their justice at the pleasure of the governors. This is the atmosphere in which these 2019 elections will be conducted. I'll advise INEC very strongly. It is my view that INEC had sufficient reasons to cancel this rerun more than before. Yes. And so it's courage. Remember, there are people who have served in public places. When they come in, like Professor Jega, people stand up for them. And there are those who have served in those public places, you can't even mention, they have gone down in infamy. Now that this present administration is INEC, they have to choose which path to take, because Nigerians will not forget. The courage to do the right thing. The laws are there. So the courage to act. The discretion of whether, what will make you cancel, what will make you postpone. That discretion, once you start exercising it, be consistent. You don't today go, you can't approbate and reprobate. That is, I would strongly advise INEC. All right. Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies. I'm sure this is where we will draw the curtain. Because I know already. I know so much to say, but there will still be other times to actually take a look and x-ray what more needs to be done as we approach the bigger election. Definitely. Osun is a litmus test, just as we've said. We'll keep getting better. But some of those concerns, as you have all observed, alongside other stakeholders, I'm sure INEC and those involved are listening at this point. That's Nigeria Today. I want to thank Cynthia Mbamalu, Project Director, Watching the Vote, Yaga Africa. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And also Esther Uzoma, Legal Practitioner, National Coordinator, Proactive Gender Initiative. Osun was nice. Let's look forward to doing more. Ladies.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Nigeria Today comes up every weekday at 7:30 in the evening. So join us on Monday for another fresh edition. My name is Blessing Abu. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.